Alright YouTube, what's going on? Come back at you with another first impressions unboxing video. Got a new package in the mail today. You can see it here. It's a Wii knife. This is the 605. Come on now. There we go. Why is that light having such a hard time reflecting off that? Whiteness and then I don't know. 605E is what the model number. For some reason that's just washing out on my camera. So 605E. You get the gist though. Here's the zipper pouch that all the Wii knives come in, which is a really nice touch. Have this nice soft fur fleece kind of lining. Got the knife, a cloth, a card, and your tool for your pivot. And your, not just your pivot, your body screws. Alright. Let's go in a little bit on this little guy. So this is a smaller knife from Wii, as you can see. It is about a 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade, flipper. This is there's many variations of this one. This one is like just kind of like your gray titanium finish with the purple hardware, which is actually a really handsome contrast, I feel like. And the clip is titanium with the same kind of finish on it. You can see there's pretty intricate milling on the handles as well. The blade is S35VN, and this is one of my favorite parts of this knife. I love the way this blade looks. I love this really deep swedge for your thumb. This really aggressive choil here for your finger. The DLC finish on the flats. DLC on the grind and satin on the flats. And you even have a little DLC inside the thumb hole here. Now the thumb hole does not middle finger flick. The D10 is just way too strong. But you can see you can use it if you use the thumb. Middle finger's out because it's just I think because of the size of the knife and everything, you're kind of fighting that. But you can use the thumb hole to open the knife as well. Obviously, the flipper is gonna work. It's insanely good. It's got great D10 on it. Here's the shot in hand. You can see that forward swedge here, we'll call it, is perfect for your thumb. So you immediately, when you flip the knife open and grab it, that's where your thumb just naturally rests. Really good design. It is a pretty small knife. They do say it's a 4-inch handle, which I'd say it's about right. I can get all 4 fingers on there just barely. Little bit of handle hanging off here, but that swedge makes a huge difference. If you didn't have that there and you were just kind of resting your finger, it would kind of feel a little more uncomfortable. Then you can choke up with this forwards choil here and put your thumb in that ramp, and you can get some really fine detailed cutting that way. Really cool design. Centering is spot on. Very smooth flipper, just very effortless. Multi-row ceramic bearings, ceramic D10 on this, like all the Wiis. This is my favorite design they come out with so far. I actually really like the Dragon scale one they just came out with. I think it's the 604, but it's a little large. A lot of their knives have been pretty big, and I like this one. I find myself carrying smaller, more compact folders these days, and this fits the bill perfectly. So let's do a little size comparison here next to a Kizer Ursa Minor, almost identical in size. The Boker Patriot, which I recently reviewed, is a little bit bigger, not by a lot, but a little bit. Kizer Corto, similar size, a little bit longer on the handle. And the Spyderco Dragonfly H1, a little smaller knife. It's quite a bit bigger than a Dragonfly. Very similar in size to a Delica, or obviously this Kizer Gemini or Ursa Minor here. Very similar size. So, in my opinion, a perfect size EDC. If you have large hands and maybe a little small, you can still utilize it though very well because of that forward choil. So you can get in there pretty good, and even if you had larger hands, you'd have some space left over. I wear a medium-sized glove, and it's about perfect. So, like I said, 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade, S35VN steel. Let's go ahead and weigh it. I believe it's around 4 ounces, if I remember correctly, but wow, bam, on the dot, 4 ounces. On the 4 ounces on the dot, it looks like it's an integral. It's not. You can, if you look close enough, see the division there of the scales. Good look though. I really like that look quite a bit, and it's attached right here as well as the pocket clip. Little detail here on the pocket clip is the Wii knife logo. And then again, the intricate milling on the handles. Now these come to market around $280, I believe, which is not unreasonable at all for the level of detail. I really like how this line here on the knife, this milling right here, and then you have this all rounded portion right here, just kind of flows well with the back of the knife. That's probably one of my favorite features right there. That's really good looking. I've never noticed that in pictures. Generous flipper tab, no jimping, not needed. You do have light jimping there. If you do choke back on the knife, you can use that jimping. I'm probably going to end up doing this more than not, but that is still an option, and I can still get pretty much all my fingers on there. So this is a very ergonomic knife, very comfortable in the hand, kind of like your fingers just kind of melt and they know right where to go. They don't fumble around. They don't feel like, where do I hold this thing? It's very natural. Let's try the reverse grip. Yeah, that's really nice too. You can even do that choil in the reverse if you wanted to. That feels really comfortable. Yep, every grip I'm doing is nice, smooth. Love it. And this also is available where you kind of flop the DLC on the flats and then satin grind. So this is kind of flip-flop there. Really handsome looking blade. Has a nice swedge here as well. And here's a shot at it like that. That's a cool profile right there. Just a wicked looking blade. Really wicked looking. But a very EDC-able knife. Very pocket friendly, lightweight, only 4 ounces for a full titanium frame lock. What is the Kizer? This is what I was carrying today actually. I'm just curious how they weigh. I think they're about the same. Or I'm exactly right. I'm getting a pretty good feel these days for knife weights. So if you have a Kizer Gemini or a Sir Minor, it's going to feel like that in your pocket. It's thicker. Definitely thicker as far as pocket real estate goes. You can see a difference there. It's a little thicker. Kind of reminds me of a ZT-0900, maybe a slightly larger than the 0900. Actually, I think I remember the 0900 having about the same handle length, but a little less blade. But very similar to that knife as well. So great size for EDC, very compact. I think this is going to be their most popular model, personally. It's because it's the most EDC friendly model they have, and it's been selling out like crazy. I picked mine up from my local Blade HQ, which they got quite a big batch in, it looked like, but the first batch of these knives sold out very quickly from Blades 101. I tried to get one from Vlad, but no luck. He wouldn't have any in stock. He's been selling them like crazy, so you still got the oil on the pivot there. And there's your steel marking there. They like to hide it. S35VN. Very cool pivot design, proprietary, but they at least give you the tool, unlike Microtech or someone like that that doesn't. So you can disassemble this knife if necessary. I love that color combination, guys. I think that's awesome. Lots of cool colors. There's a blue titanium, a green, a purple. This same one with, like I said, the blade's just a little different coating, but I liked that DLC grind and the satin flats. I thought that was really attractive. So this is definitely going in the pocket and will be carried frequently because I love that size. It's good looking. It has a great flipping action. Good weight to it. Just a real comfortable knife. Let's see how it is out of the box. Oh yeah. That's going to cut you. Got some paper here from another package. We'll do a little cut test. Very sharp. You can do that to slow cutting paper like this and kind of doing that wave motion. Very sharp out of the box. Does not disappoint. Love S35, so totally happy with that. It's one of my favorite EDC stills. So overall, guys, this knife is a winner. I cannot think of any negative aspect. The clip is titanium, but it doesn't. It has some good bend to it, and I clipped it in my pocket, and it worked just fine. Not going to be deep carry. You're going to have, say that's your pant line there. Have about that much of the knife hanging out, which gives you a nice little way to grab onto it, which is good. Yeah, there is a lanyard hole attachment actually. Look at that. There is a lanyard hole attachment as well. So if you want to throw a lantern on there, good to go. Here's another shot of the back, the lock side, the clip. The clip flows so nicely, it doesn't create any hot spots. And then there is your show side. Man, this is awesome. I'm pretty stoked about this one, guys. I'm very stoked. WE Knife Company 60. I'm gonna call it the wrong one. 605E. Lots of different options on this one. I recommend picking one up. It's very well made. It's right up there with Reate knives, with Kizer. It may even exceed Kizer. I would say this particular model does, but they don't really have a knife this high end. I mean, this is like one of the more high end knives. They're kind of that more middle ground, whereas this competes, I think, more with Reate on some of their models that they have as far as your Chinese companies go. But it also competes with ZT and all the other American companies as far as flippers and titanium frame locks are concerned. So for the money, it's still a good value because it's a pretty phenomenal knife. So if you are concerned about the country origin, obviously this knife video is probably not even for you because it's not made in the US, but you're missing out on a nice piece of cutlery if you are having that view. And that's fine. That's your, if you want to buy US only, then buy US only. There's plenty of good options out there. So, alright guys, thanks for watching my first impressions and unboxing of the WE 605E. Any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you on the next one.